Hey guys, Vladimir here with Desktop Makes. Today I'm going to go over something that until recently I thought was impossible to do with Fusion 360, and that is how to export an SVG file. So why would you want to export an SVG file? Well, it turns out that there are certain desktop fabrication tools that only accept SVG files. This includes certain laser cutters and CNC mills and routers out there. Now, last week I showed you how to export a DXF file, which is another very popular vector file. In order, if let's say you needed an SVG file, the normal workflow would be that you may have to export a DXF first and then bring it into some third-party software and then convert it to an SVG, which sometimes may work, sometimes may not. It's just a bit of a pain. So let's look at how we can use Fusion 360 to go directly from our models to an SVG file. Here's a quick design I made. It's one of those earbud wrapping thingies that you can use to keep your earbuds organized so you don't encounter messes like this. So let's look at exporting this to an SVG. So the way we go about that is actually through a plugin. If we go to add-ins right here, go down to the Fusion 360 App Store, go ahead and open that up, and on the search bar here, go ahead and type Origin, O-R-I-G-I-N, and then click on search. This is going to bring up the Shaper utilities. So go ahead and click on that, and then choose your platform, whether you're on a Mac or Windows. I'm running a Windows right now, so I'm going to click on Windows 64, and then just click on download. Go ahead and download it, and once it's complete, you'll have to open it and then run the software. Windows may give you this message that it's going to prevent it from opening because it's an unrecognized app. I'm simply going to click on more info and then run anyway. After you install it, you'll probably need to restart Fusion, and you should now see this icon up here on your menu called Shaper. Now, if you're not aware of the Shaper Origin, it's actually a pretty neat device and an ingenious idea. It's a held hand CNC router, which doesn't sound like those two words go together, but check out their website. They've got a little video here of how it works. But regardless if you find it useful or not, I'm just very thankful that they went ahead and created this plugin for Fusion 360. So the plugin exports SVGs, which are meant to be used with their device, but you can actually use it for any other application. Using the plugin is very straightforward. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Shaper here and choose Export to Origin. You'll see the message you get here. It wants you to make a selection, and it says select a single face to define the top cutting surface of a shape. All details cuttable from the top will be exported as an appropriately color-coded SVG file. So I'm gonna just click on this surface, and it's gonna export all the lines on that surface as an SVG file. I'm gonna click OK, and I'll navigate to my SVG file that I created, and I'll just give this a name of Earbud Wrapper, and then click Save. Now if I open up that file, you'll see that it is there as a SVG file type. So to send this to my Epilogue laser cutter, I'm just going to open up Illustrator, go to File, Place, navigate to my SVG file, and choose that. And then I can simply place it where I want. I'm going to change the fill to no fill and a stroke to black. And in order for this to cut, I have to give it a line width of 0.001. And there we go, and it's ready to be cut. Let's see how that looks. I sent this to an Epilogue Zing, which is a 30-watt CO2 laser, and I'm cutting on a 3mm piece of birch wood. Now to get this footage, I actually designed and 3D printed a bracket which I attached to the inside of the laser cutter and placed my iPhone on there. So I'll do anything for good footage. Now you can see that the camera is a bit shaky here, so I'll have to figure out a little dampening system. But there you go. You can see how quick that was. Just within a few seconds, I have my part, and now I can keep my earbud cables nice and tidy. All right, let me know if you guys found this useful. Do you have an equipment that only takes SVG file? If so, what is it, and what is your workflow if you're using Fusion 360 to design for that piece of equipment? If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Subscribe for more content like this, and check out my website, desktopmates.com for tutorials and full courses on how to design using Fusion 360.